Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our session, friends. So, today it's day 9, right? So, successfully, we have completed 8 days, in this program. And there are a few more important topics that we have to learn. Okay, we'll just continue with the same pace and, you know, we'll achieve the output at the end of the day. Right. So, friends, so we have started with a topic called DAX, data analysis expressions, and it's a formula language. Whatever you are seeing on this page, okay, so these are called as measures. So using DAX we can create especially two main things. One is calculated measures and the other one is calculated columns. Right. So when it comes to calculated measure, it will be a single value and it does not occupy any kind of space within the model. Okay, it does not occupy any space. And how can we confirm it? So when you go to the table view to get the complete preview of the data, you'll have an understanding. Did I filter it anywhere? No. Just give me a second. Probably ascending. Yes, so this is the problem. Right, let me clear sort. Yes. So this is the data, and if you have a look, you'll not have any kind of the measures. They don't occupy any space within a model, within a data, within a table. But if you see a measure, if a column is created, so the other thing that can be created using DAX is calculated columns. So when you create a column using DAX, so it's like a normal column, and it occupies space in the table. Okay, so within the table it occupies space, right? So yesterday we have understood different you know uh, functions, especially the calculate function that we have understood. And in order to get the information that is stored inside a measure, we always use any one of the visual, but the best visual will be card visual or card me. Okay, and we have also understood how we can format the values that is present inside the visual. We can format the visual and the values that is present inside the measure. Okay, so either of these things can be done. And then we understood one more visual called this is called slicer, which is used for filtering prints. Okay, so all these things were being covered in the previous session, right? But what are we going to do in this session is, since we have built many of the measures, so in this session, let us do one thing. We'll focus on, you know, say measures, I mean columns. Okay, so we'll create some kind of columns and, we'll build probably a few columns that can be created using this data. Since we had got enough exposure to measures, we'll focus on columns today. And moreover, uh, you know, we are going to create measures, I mean the columns, calculated columns, this time probably using the functions of date. So date related functions we are going to use, friends. Okay, right. So I assume no questions so far, because you see, uh, probably whatever we have discussed, we have went very slow, and I assume no questions if you have done any hands-on. If you have used calculate function and all. Still, if you have any question, just use the comment section, and I'll address all your questions. Okay, with respect to the DAX, not only DAX and Power BI also. Right. So in this particular session, we are going to create columns, calculated columns. Okay, so we have for creating calculated columns, again the same process will be same. We go and if you click on the table name, okay, the query name, a contextual tab called table tools open, and you see here new column is what you answer. So using this new column, if you click on this new column, that means we are going to create a calculated column. So one calculated column was already created. What is it? It is nothing but profit loss. We'll have here. This is a calculated column, but we'll create more today. So the process is again the same, friends. But instead of doing or creating calculated columns in report view, I'll do the same in table view. Is it possible? Okay, it is possible. For that reason, first let us understand what is our requirement. We have order date and ship date. There are two columns. One is order date, on which date we have received the order, and ship date is like it's on which specific day we have processed the shipment of that order. Okay, so we'll understand, you know, some functions related to date. Excuse me. Okay, so initially, what if I want to say extract year? Excuse me. Right. So, what if I want to extract year from this date related columns? Okay, I hope you got my requirement. My requirement is to extract year from the date related columns. Okay, Akhil, and I observe even the date is in different format. You see, it's representing the day, then the month. Just give me a minute, friends. Right. So you see, the date is it's in a particular format where we have the day followed by the month, then the day, I mean the date, and finally the year. So this is what we have in this format. But is it possible to change? Yes, it's possible to change the format, friends. How? You go to the table view where you can get the preview of the data. So within this preview of the data, select the date related column. Yes, I have selected. The moment you select the column, you will have a contextual tab called column tools. So since we are going to work on a specific column, you can change the column name, the data type. It's it's taking as date. Is it date? Yes. The data type is date. It's identified in the right way. Then format. This is what we are supposed to do. So by default, it's taking in the long date format. The day, month, date, year. What if you're not comfortable in using this long date? Go and use short date. So what I'm supposed to say is, what I'm trying to convey is, you know, you can format your date as per your requirement. Okay. So if you're not comfortable in using short date, yes, again, even I'm not, you know, this is also not working fine for me, I think. Generally, I being an Indian now, my format is day, month, and then year. So if that is your requirement, go and get the set the required one. What you are exactly looking for the format? Okay, so it's DDMMYY, right? So wherever you have from these, you can select one. See, so if you select this, the first two numbers are representing the date, then the next two numbers are representing the month, then year. Can I also do the same thing for ship date? Yes, but make sure that the data type should be date. So what I'm trying to say is we can format your date related columns. The format can be changed upon your requirement. See, so in this way we can format the date. But what is our requirement? My requirement is extracting only year from this date. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Okay, so I'll start using DAX. So what is the process? The process is, you see here, since I'm working on the columns, it is by default giving me the calculations under the column tools contextual tab. Under this calculations group, we have only a single option, and it is new column. So that means we cannot create kind of, again, if you go back to column table tools contextual tab, yes, you can create measure also. So within table view also we can create measure and column prints. Don't assume that only in report view we can create these measures and columns, but in table view also we can do the both. The both can be created. Okay, so I'll go to column tools, then I'll click on new column. First of all, are we going to create a column or a measure? What do you see? Is it a column or measure? I hope I'm clear. It's a column because my requirement is we are extracting the year. So each and every record will return an output. It's not a single output that we get for the entire column. Every row will return output. So when you pass n rows, you'll get n values. That means we are going to create a column. Okay. So let me select new column. You see here again the formula bar. It opened formula bar where we are supposed to keep the formula DAX, the DAX formula. So what are we extracting? I'm extracting year. Probably I'll keep it as year. My variable name I'm keeping as year. Then the function. What is the function that we have to extract year? Is it's year. For extracting year, it's year only, friends. Okay, so just if you select if you type by, again you get the list of options, then select the year function. You'll get the syntax for the year function. What does the syntax say? Pass the date related column that you are actually trying to use. Okay, so what is the column? I have two. Either I can extract the year from order date or ship date, whatever the column that we specify. From that specified column, you know, our DAX query, our DAX expression will return only year. It will extract only year. So I assume, so let us go with order date only. Order date. Then close. Anyone, either order date or ship date. So this will create me a new column. I'll click on enter. Yes, you see the year column got created. I hope it's clear. So what did I do? I just use this year function, and then I have created a column which is actually satisfying my requirement. My requirement is to extract the year from order date. It's done. In the same way, can I also extract a month? What do you think? Yes, we can. The same process. The only difference that you'll observe is the function. So here we are going to, create month column, right? So the function will be month. Again, the same syntax. Syntax is same, friends. Okay. So I'll keep it as order date, ship date or order date, whatever you want. I'm going with order date, friends. Yes. And I'll click on enter. So this is extracting the month from the column. So it's 138889. Let's cross it. 138889. Yes. It's extracting in a right way. So using DAX, I'm achieving my output. Oh, actually, I think we can also do the same process, or we can also achieve the same requirement using Power Query Editor, right? Yes. Even if you remember Power Query Editor, we have discussed, the list of options that we have for year, or say, the columns which contain date related values, numeric values, and all, right? So either of the way, friends, upon, that's what Power BI offers us to fulfill our requirement in multiple ways. So you choose one of the easiest way that suits for you. Okay. So either you use Power Query Editor or either you go with that. At the end of the day, we should have the requirement satisfied. That's it. Right? Hmm. Then in the same way, can I also get date? So let me, try with the day first, so that I'll get the day first. Okay. The function for day will be, again, it will be day. What is the column that you're going to use? Order date. So this will return me the day of this specific date. Okay. The day of that specific date. So it is 30, 23, so on 28. No. Right. So in this way, we are able to get day, month, and year. Clear. What if my, if not, say, what if I want to get weekday? Either it is a Sunday, Monday, or what do you feel like? Okay, so assume this is Sunday. I am not sure, or 30th of Jan might be Monday, or any of these 7 days, right, from Sunday to Saturday. So what if you want to get, or if you want to know that, what is that specific weekday? Can we also get the weekday? Yes, friends. We can also get the weekdays. The only thing is we have to go and read the documentation, because Power BI provides us around 600 to 700 functions, these DAX functions. And no one will be aware of all these functions upon your requirement, upon your what is your existence of the data. You are supposed to match that particular, or you are supposed to do some research and get the function. Once if you get the function, you know immediately you can write the DAX syntax. You can come up with the DAX formula and you can achieve your requirement. So let me also get the weekday. For that, I'm going with the same new column, because we are going to create columns. It's not measures. So I'm just following the same approach. I'll keep it as weekday. What is a function? The function is weekday only. The function is weekday. Okay. I see a small difference with respect to the syntax. The syntax is the date column, okay, probably in our case it is order date, okay, and within the square braces it is displaying as return type. What is this return type? Let us try to understand. Okay, order date Okay, so this is my date column, then I'm specifying comma, then you see what should be the return type is what we have to specify. Either it is one or two or three. What are these one, two, three? Okay, so this one, two, three talks about the day spreads. So what is exactly one? When you keep the return type as one, it means Sunday will be displayed as one. Then Monday will be displayed as Monday will be displayed with number two. So on till Saturday with seven. If not if you are not comfortable or if you are not satisfied with this return type one, go with the two. Two says Monday will be displayed as one, Tuesday will be displayed as two, so on. Sunday will be displayed as seven. So you take what is whatever you are comfortable or whatever whatever you feel that the best option. Just go through with that number. If not, return type 3. Monday 0, Tuesday 1, Wednesday 2, so on, Sunday 6. So for me, I'm comfortable with return type 1. I'll specify it as 1. The return type, I'll specify it as 1, then I'll close. So once after closing this weekday function, you click on enter, you know, this will talk about the weekday. So Sunday 1, right? So Saturday will be 7. So 30th, yes, 30th Jan of 2021 is Saturday. I hope you got my point, right? So in this way, we can get the weekday as well, whether it is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or so on till Saturday, right? So probably it's making sense for you. And there are a few more functions that I'll talk about because there is a function called date difference. So, what is the meaning of difference? Difference is nothing but it calculates the difference between two values. Kind of it performs subtraction. Okay, so there is a function called date difference. What is the help of this, what exactly this date difference function does is when you have two dates, it helps us to calculate the difference between the dates. Okay, got it. But is there any requirement of using any date difference function here? Let us understand. We have order date values and ship date values in two different columns. And if you want to know if you are the manager or if you are the management, if you are at the management level, and if you want to know how much time, how much time is each and every order is taking for shipment from the ordering till the shipment. Okay, if you observe this entire process, how many days are being consumed or what exactly the time is being used for shipping an order from the date of ordering. If you want to know such kind of information, go with date difference function. Okay, this date difference function helps us to get the difference between the dates. Okay, even the syntax will also be very simple, friends. I'll show it to you. And what will I get? Will I get a column or a measure? Will I get a column or a measure? What do you see? Obviously, column. Yes, because for each and every row, we'll pass order date and ship date. Okay, so this order date represents when our client, our customers have ordered, when they have placed an order, and ship date represents when we have shipped this order, this specific order when it has shipped. we have the complete information. So obviously, when we pass these two values, we are getting an output. So in this way, if you go and observe, we'll create a column. It's not a measure. Okay, we'll get n number of values for n rows. So it's a column. I'll click on new column. Then probably what should I name it? For the new column, let me keep as uh, probably number of days for shipment. Yes, this is good. Okay, so this is my calculated column name, number of days for order shipment, or if not, I can make it crisp order shipment days like that. Okay, so you adjust accordingly. Then, so you see here, I hope everyone understood the requirement, friends. Yes. So I'm going to use date difference function. Date difference returns the number of units specified in interval between the two input dates. Between the two input dates, it is going to calculate the difference. So I'll select the function. What does the syntax see? The syntax is date 1 comma date 2 comma interval. So three mandatory parameters that we have to pass. So what is the first date? The first date will be order date. Order date. Yep. Then, so after specifying the first date, what I'm supposed to do? Use comma. Then specify date to. What is the second date column that I'm going to use in this formula? Ship date. Okay. So we are done specifying the second date also. Again specify comma. The moment you specify comma for interval, we are getting these many number of options. What exactly these columns or these options talk about is the first one, day. So do you want to get the output in number of days or number of hours, the difference between order date and ship date? Okay, with respect to hours, you want to get the information, or minutes, month, quarter, second, week, year. So what is your requirement? How do you want to return the output? So I'm not going to complicate this. I'll just go with the number of days. I just want to understand the days. That's enough. Okay. So then I'll close it. I'm clicking on enter. See. So for first order, it took 7 days. Okay. Then for some orders, it took 5 days. For some orders, it took 4 days, 3 days, 6 days, depending. So in this ways, we can track, you know, the number of days it took for shipment from the process of, customer ordering within our store, then shipping that order to the customer, to our customer, how many days it took for the shipment, we can get the complete information. So this is our requirement, and we have achieved it through date diff function. The function is date difference, nothing but date diff. Right, I hope it's clear. Good. Now I'll again come back probably to this, profit loss column. It's a calculated column that we have created on the first day of our DAX session, right? So which function did we use? We used if function. If is a logical function, and depending on the logical test that we specify, if it is true, it will return the first value, and if it is false, it will return the second value. Okay, perfect. But what this is, I'm just understanding. whether a particular order or whether a particular transaction is resulting me in profit or loss. That's what only I'm trying to understand. That's perfect. So you see sales? Yes, there are sales. So friends, I want to discretize these sales. What exactly this discretize? Nothing but I want to perform or I want to group these sales. Okay, how? I'll tell you my requirement. My requirement is if the sales of the orders, so for the first order, the sales is 227.36. Then second order 33.36. So on, right? So depending on the values in the sales column, you know, I want to create some groups. What groups actually? What exactly are these groups? Okay, let me probably use Excel for a better understanding. Yeah. So we have sales column, and under the sales column we have some values. So if the values under the sales column, if they lie between 0 to 999, triple nine, so it should be marked as low sales. It should be marked as low sales. Okay. Then the next one in the same column, because I have sales for some orders more than triple nine, right? What for those cases? If the values of these sales lie between 1000 till 1999, it should be marked as medium sales. See, okay, and same from 2000 till probably 4999, it should be marked as uh, high sales. That will be better. Yes. So just giving some, a kind of group name. So for these orders, it should be part of low sales group. Then if the values of the sales they lie between this particular range, it should be part of medium sales group. So on friends. What if the sales values are between 5000 till triple nine? I mean double nine double nine. Then it should be marked as you know very high sales. And finally, if they are beyond that number, that means if the sales if they are greater than 10,000, four zeros, right? Yes, it should be marked as extreme high sales. So this is my requirement. How can I achieve it? The question. Just think of for a bit, because you know uh, yes, so we have such kind of requirement. Can we achieve it using if function? Just think of. What do you see? Can we get you know the output using if function? Is it possible? Because so far using if function we have just made only two bins. I mean, we have categorized all the values into two bins using if statement. Yes. So what kind of syntax can we follow? Can we do it using one if function? Okay, if and else. So if you are using any programming language, especially yes, if you are using any programming language in general, you know, we generally go and use if else statements, conditional statements. But this is not programming language. We are not here to write any programs, right? But we can achieve it using nested if. What is this nested if, Akhil? Nested if represents using an if function inside an if function. Okay, so we'll use if function, and inside this if function, okay, I'll use one more if function. It's like that. So until unless you create or you achieve this requirement, we have to go and use those many if functions. Yes. So probably if you are familiar with programming languages, you might be aware of nested if concept. Even if you're not familiar, we are not here to learn any program language, and moreover, we are not here to write any program. So how can we achieve it through DAX is what we'll understand, friends. First of all, you understood the requirement. This is our requirement. I hope all of you have understood the requirement properly. If the values of the sales are between 0 to 999, we should mark them as low sales, then 1000 to 1999, medium sales, 2000 to 4999, high sales, 5000 to 9999, very high sales, greater than 10,000, extreme high sales. Okay, so this is our requirement. So in this requirement, I mean, using having this requirement, how are we going to achieve is what we'll understand. Right. So let's go with nested if concept. But how can we use this nested if? But we'll try. So I'm going to create a column. I'll select new column. Okay. And I have to give a column name. I'll give it as sales categories probably. Yes, that would make sense. Is equals to. What is a function? If. What does the syntax say? The syntax is logical test. What is a logical test? Whatever the conditions that you have will be your logical test, the condition. Okay, so what is the first condition? If sales lie between this range, you know, we should mark it as, if this condition holds true, we should mark it as low sales, right? So, you know, I'll go and keep the logical test. So probably if sales, if the values under this column, if they are less than 1000, that means if they are between 0 to 999 is nothing but they are less than 1000, right? So if they are less than 1000, then this is my logical test. It should return me, you know, low sales. Low sales. Okay. So the first one is very easy for us. But how can we come up with the second condition? Because the syntax is after specifying the return true, we have to specify return false. Return if false has to be specified. So we cannot specify the rest of the categories, right? So here itself we'll start one more if function. We'll start one more if function. So that means if function inside an if function will become a nested if function. So this will be a bit complicated, but if you understand, it will be easy, friends. Okay. So again, the logical test. If the sales, okay, if it is less than 2,000. Okay, I want the values under the category medium sales. See, so this will be the true case. If the condition is holding true, this will be returned. So in this way, I have to go till the last. I mean, all these, you know, conditions that I have to be specified one after the other, one after the other. Then I'll continue if the condition, the test will be sales less than 5,000. It has to be marked as high sales. Okay. Then one more condition is pending. If sales, you know, less than 10,000. Okay. If it is greater than 10,000. Okay. So 1 minute. I'm using, oh shit. Sorry, friends. Less than was not used. Greater than was used in. So I'm just thinking of what exactly is happening. So medium sales, and if the values are less than 5,000, high sales, if the values are less than 10,000, then very high sales. Right. So till here, we'll generally do it off. Am I right? Yes. But we have one more condition, right? The third condition, I mean, the last condition says if the values of sales are greater than 10,000, it should be marked as extreme high sales. Should I come up with one more if condition, if function? No, not required. The reason is if this condition is holding true, we'll get low sales. If the second condition inside the if function, if it is holding true, we'll get medium sales. If the third condition is holding true, we'll get high sales. If the fourth condition is holding true, we'll get very high sales. What if all these conditions are false? Okay, if all these four conditions that we have defined inside four if functions, if they are false, you know, it goes with extreme high sales. We need not, we need not use one more if function in this case. Okay, so focus. This is the return if false case. Then you have to close all the if functions, friends. Okay, so make sure you close all the if functions. Anyways, Power BI will help you, but still, this is for the first if function. You see, it's highlighting. Then second if function, I mean, coming in the reverse direction. Third, fourth. So, what did I do? To achieve my requirement, I used, you know, four if functions. I have used four if functions to achieve my output. And moreover, if you want to keep it easy for your understanding, bring it to the next line. See, if you add it to the next line, you can make it easy for understanding also. So the second one, then third one, I mean shift enter will make the lines of this DAX into the next line. Shift enter. Okay. Yeah. Is it clear now? So if the condition is holding true, low sales. Excuse me. If the second condition is holding true, it returns medium sales, so on. If the four conditions are failing, we'll get extreme high sales. I'll click on enter, see. So you see the sales, you see the value. Less than 1,000, less than 1,000, till here you have to get only low sales. But here you see medium sales, yes. Actually, one question. 1265 is less than 2000. Okay. It is also less than 5000, right? And it is also less than 10,000. Then why only medium sales? Friends, wherever the condition will become true, immediately the true case of it will be returned. So it does not go to the next conditions. Okay, if the condition is met in the second if condition, okay, whatever the condition it has under the second if function, if this is met, it immediately returns medium sales and rest of the conditions will be skipped. Don't assume this entire function will be executed for all the values of sales depending on the conditions. Sales. Okay. So 227, this condition is met. So immediately it goes for low sales. It returns low sales and it skips off the rest of the functions, if functions. Right? So the same process that we have discussed in probably in the previous program. Under Python, we have discussed conditional statements, right? So the same, but there we have used the Python programming to develop the same output. But in this particular task, we did not come up with any of the program. This is just DAX. It's not a program. Okay, so this is an expression where we use functions and variables and some operators. That's it. Yes, depending on the condition, yes, the if statement will be executed. I hope it's clear. So we can also come up with these, advanced kind of expressions. Okay, we can also make use of this DAX for complex calculations. Yes. Okay. So depending upon the data, depending upon the requirement, we have to go with the right approach. If the condition true, then automatically return yes. Whatever is present inside the return true keys, that will be returned. Yes. So no deviations with respect to it. Clear. So in this way, we can now make it for that's what requirement achieved. So Akhil, is there any possible of probably reducing these many number of if functions instead of going with multiple if functions? Okay, is there any alternate process? Yes, there is also different ways, and using that we have a function called switch. Okay, so this switch function, what it does is we have to initially define our, the probably the condition. So based on the condition, the logical test, and it checks for each and every conditions and it returns the values. That's it. So let us also try it using switch, but in the same manner, let us achieve. I mean, the same output will be returned, the same column will be created, but using switch, a function called switch. So I'll create one more column. Okay. So probably I'll name it as sales categories using switch. So the function is switch friends. If you use one switch, it is enough. You see the syntax, expression value 1, result 1. What is the expression that you have to define? Then what are your conditions? For each conditions, the results. And you can have multiple values and multiple results. If you see value 1, result 1. So that means you can have multiple conditions and multiple results for your conditions. Okay. So my expression, I keep it as true function. There is a function called true friends. Okay. So this true is my expression. What exactly is this true? Why are we using this true expression? We'll discuss. So my value one says if sales, I mean I'm not using if function, right? So if sales, if they are less than 1000, okay, The result should be low sales. The result should be low sales. Okay. The moment I used comma, it's also resulting as value to result. So we can also go with multiple conditions and multiple results for those conditions. Okay. So I'll go to the next line. Probably I'll just come down of it. Order sales. Let me remove sales. Escape. Sorry. Ah. So sales, if they are less than 2000, medium, comma. Again, shift enter. Order sales, if they are less than 5000, you know, high. Then sales less than 10,000, what should be written? Very high. So we are done with all our, values and the results. Values, results, values, results. Perfect. But we are left out with one more condition, right? So it's extreme high sales. Again, should I define any condition? No, friends. If you observe in the previous case, you see some kind of else in the syntax. See, else is written, right? So this else is, it's not mandatory, it's optional, but we'll use it. Else, I'll keep it as uh, extreme high sales. Then I have to close only switch function. So like in previous case, we don't have n number of if functions, friends. Okay, there is only one single switch function, a single function that is used. It is switch. Now let us understand. This true represents an expression. So if this value is satisfying the expression, then it will be returned. Low sales will be returned. If it is not satisfying, the next condition comes into the picture. So true function makes sure that condition, if it is obeying the condition, yes, immediately result it medium sales. In this way, you'll achieve the same output whatever we have got using the nested if concept. We can achieve the same output, but using only a single function called switch. See, even if you compare, all of them will be same. Probably from descending, very high sales. Hmm. So there is no difference, friends. I just used MED for medium as a shortcut. So this is how you can also create the same output using switch and if nested if concepts. So day by day we are increasing our complexity with writing our DAX expression. Okay, so probably there are a few more functions that are related to date. Okay, so they are YTD, QTD, MTD, and all. Okay, that we'll discuss probably in the next session, and then we'll go for an important topic called data visualization. So you'll enjoy from here. So from tomorrow, probably for the first 30 minutes or 20 minutes, we'll complete our DAX and we'll start data visualizations, friends. Okay, so uh, this particular topic, it will be very interesting for you, and even you can learn more from these topics, right? So how we are going to visualize data using multiple different visuals. Okay, how are the charts on what is the use of each and every chart? We'll understand, and we can also integrate Python to get Python visuals. So if you guys have attended the previous sessions, okay, of prior to this program, we have also conducted a program on Python to AI. So friends, in case if you have missed it, better go and watch those videos, those sessions as well. So in that particular session, we have understood the basics of the fundamentals of Python, and using Python script, we are going to build visuals. Yes, we are going to integrate Python and Power BI, and we are going to integrate our programming language with Power BI. So that means we are going to get R visuals, Python visuals, so on. There are any number of different visuals available under visualization screen. We'll discuss them. Then we'll sign in and do our publication work. Okay. So the publications and working on Power BI service will be the next topic post understanding the visualizations. Okay. So until then, I request none of you don't complete the signing part. We'll discuss why I'm not asking you to do the signing and all. We'll discuss. I hope you got my point. Okay, so if you try to do this sign in, better sign out of Power BI desktop. Okay, so when we are trying to publishing our work, it asks us for signing. Okay, then we will actually complete out the signing process using a temporary ID. That's how we are going to learn Power BI service, the next component of Power BI. Okay, so friends, I hope you know these DAX is completely a formula-based language, right? So probably you may not enjoy more, but still, if you are, you know, focusing and learning a few topics, try to use the same topic on any of the data set. Okay, so when you try to use the same concept on the data sets, might be you feel the DAX is easy, right? So until unless if you don't practice, might be you feel it as complicated. Right. So that's all for the day. And any questions? If you practice, then you'll get questions, friends. That's what. Data sets and all are open source, and moreover, we cannot share these, right? What is the source of? Okay. Anyways, these sets cannot be. I mean, that's data sets cannot be shared. I'm telling you, right? I got the same data set from Kaggle. Trust me, go and do the data sets. I mean, get the data sets from Kaggle itself. In Kaggle, you'll find n number of data sets. You take one of the data set, try to use the same concept. At least we can learn Power BI in that way. Probably yes. Right. So we'll wind up for the day. And any technical questions before we wind up, or non-technical, depending on the conditions only. Part is executed. Yes. Ah. So friends, I don't think is it delivered. That's what. That's okay, my friend. Even though if you have downloaded a new one, still, you can use the same concept, right? Hmm. Sorry, sir. Maybe provide. projects with certificate. Yeah, we are also providing, you know, the certificates for this project. I mean, for this program. Okay, and at the end of this program, you'll have an exam, friends. Okay, so you are supposed to take up this exam. Then probably we are charging very minimal amount for this certificate and all. Okay, so just share, give me. I mean, just give your exam and get the certificate. Very minimal amount, probably 100 to 100. That's it. Sir, you can share the overall notes. Even I don't make any notes. Okay, so this is Power BI is completely a hands-on tool, and you cannot expect any kind of notes, my friend. Better maintain any running notes if you feel having a notes. But my suggestion would be like practice. That's it. There is a famous saying also: make your hands dirty. Dirty in the sense, try everything, whatever is possible, just try it on the data. Okay, so from scratch, take a data set, start from Power Query Editor, then if possible, in order to reduce the redundancy, if there is any possibility, then you build some models in the sense we use Power Pivot, and we make the dimension table fact tables, right? So you identify what is the dimension table fact table. Then if you feel any new columns to be created, use DAX. If not, you can directly jump into visualizations. Okay, so visualizations, what visual should be used, what graph should be used for the requirement and all, we are going to understand in the coming days, right? So this will be the end-to-end journey. If you take even a Power BI project, this will be an end-to-end journey. Once if you're done with the visualization, reporting, and dashboards, you're done. You're done with the project. The ultimate aim of the project will be creating dashboards. So that will be the ultimate goal. So feedback, even I'm also trying to check. Just give me a minute. Feedback, feedback. Yep, 1 minute, friends. I'm cross-checking with my team. Okay, no issues. Anyways, we'll have the live chat right with us. So whoever is attempting, they are responding to the messages and all, will mark your attendance. That's okay. And as I have discussed earlier, we'll have an exam at the end of this program. Okay, so uh, yes, so we are not going to the advanced level, right? For freshers and all, it's this is enough. The 20 days that we are going to discuss is enough. Okay, but if you are expecting something to be professional, and if you want to learn Power BI till the scratch, I mean, till the depth. Okay, in that cases, probably we have to learn a few more concepts. So this 20 days was designed to have some kind of basic understanding on Power BI. But if you understand this 20 days, yes, that's the basic part that you're going to understand, and you can also get probably good roles in the market with respect to this program. Yes. So thank you so much, friends, for joining, and before you leave, just give a like for this particular session, and share across your channels, your relatives, your friends, and all, and ask them to learn Power BI. Right. That's all for the day. Probably in the next session we'll connect. Until then, take care. Have a great day. Signing off.